right, what's up? Welcome to the show. I'm Ryan, obviously, and this
I'm
is
Jared.
And yeah, so we're just gonna do like a little Q&A here. I posted a story to my Instagram, so hopefully I'll get a few questions there. But yeah, we'll start with just introducing ourselves. So Jared, you want to go first?
I'm Jared. I'm originally from Boyd's Cove. I moved here to go to university.
Tell me where Boyd's Cove is.
I
don't even know where it is.
Boyd's Cove is in Central. It's like an hour from Gander, close to Twillingate. Moved here from university when I was obviously graduated high school, and then I'm now in my third year of Bachelor of Science, major in nutrition. So I have 1 year left and living life. Good stuff.
What are your plans after you graduate?
Either go ahead and do my master's or see if I can find some sort of work there, but the end goal is sports nutrition.
Nice. So I'm a year older than Jared. I'm in my last year of kinesiology at MUN as well. I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, and lived here ever since. What else? We both played a lot of sports growing up. I played mostly hockey until second year of university, and then I quit and started taking bodybuilding a little more seriously. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Plans afterwards. End goal is physio. I want to be a physiotherapist. So I'm applying to physio schools now for next fall. So that's the plan. Whether I get in or not is another thing. But yeah, I'm a personal trainer. Work at Age Right Health and Fitness, which is like a small boutique gym. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Me and Jared met, I don't know when. It was before our last, because we did our first show together. And we both did, like, we prepped together. And we kind of became friends through that. But I think we originally, like, got in contact through Instagram. Like, I replied to one of his stories or something like that about, I think he said it was Tom.
It was like a leg day motivation or something, Tom Platt's training, and I said I was ready for legs or something. You replied and said that you sent me your, you had a video up actually, it was on your Instagram about like Tom Platt's.
Yeah.
So I checked it out, it was pretty sick. I think we trained that week.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we went and trained at Good Life.
Yeah, so
yeah.
That's how the boys met. And yeah, so then we did our show together. Both prepped, both had the same coach. Shout out to Luke. What else? Yeah. So, do you have plans to compete in the future?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you boys want me to compete this upcoming show, but I'd rather do classic than men's physique, so I think I need more time. So maybe 2022.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, classic, like men's physique is good, but like classic just seems like so much more fun. I've never competed in classic. We both did men's physique, and like the posing is kind of lame.
Yeah. 30 seconds to do twirls, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I just think classic would be more fun. Like, you get to kind of put your own twist on it in your posing routine, and you know, make it more personal. And yeah, and I just like the look of classic physique way better. It's more, I don't know, it's more aesthetic. Yeah. So I'm competing in, what is it, May? End of May. There's a local show. I'm gonna compete in men's physique and classic, probably an open and natural, just because I want to get pictures with Luke on stage. So
and why not? Like,
yeah, why wouldn't I? Yeah, I have nothing to lose. More time on stage, more practice, get more comfortable. And then my plan then is to either compete in, I think hold on, let me check. There's the Ben Weider natural show, and there's Toronto Pro qualifier. I think I have those saved. Yeah. So the Ben Weider one is the end of September 25th, and that is a natural pro qualifier.
Where's that one?
That one's in Toronto, Ontario.
Okay.
And then the what is this one? Natural Canada Pro qualifier is also in Toronto, and that's the end of July. So depending on like where COVID is and kind of what the restrictions are, I'll either do one of those two shows, and it depends on whether I'm in school or not either, because obviously if I get into physio school, I won't be able to do the one at the end of September. and if COVID is still like really like serious in Ontario, I'm not gonna go away to Ontario, quarantine for 2 weeks to do a show, and then quarantine on the way back. Like I wouldn't be able to afford that. So so it's all kind of up in the air.
Essentially, like everything else, take it day by day.
Yeah, exactly. So
nothing's set in stone right as of right now.
Yeah, I'm doing the show here in May regardless. I don't know, be shredded for the summer.
Sweet before.
What's that?
Sweet before.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see if we have any questions here. Get this few. All right. Okay. First question: favorite fitness girl? Jared.
I'm qualified to answer that.
Yeah. He's not qualified. Jared's wifed up.
Taken man.
We'll skip that one.
You answer.
Favorite fitness girl? I don't know, dude. I don't
really fancy anyone, honestly.
who's sick Instagram? Oh, the chick that's sponsored by Gymshark, Demi. You know what I'm talking about? She just does like a bunch of flips.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm a fan of Melissa Bumstead, not because like she's hot or anything, but
yeah, just
because she's obviously Chris's sister, and she's married to Ian, and she's a genetic god.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one. Thoughts on meal plans and versus flexible dieting for long term. So flexible dieting, I guess, would be like macros versus a meal plan.
If like fit your macros.
Yeah.
I think it depends on your goals. If you're like a lifestyle client, I think if it fits your macros, it's more sustainable. You can do it for longer and enjoy your life. But if you're planning on being a competitor, it's not doable.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Like macros is definitely more sustainable. I don't like macros personally because I just really don't like entering stuff into like the apps and like tracking all that stuff. I'd rather just have my meals lined up for me and just do them all up and then just go grab a meal and eat it rather than tracking and be like constantly counting.
You gotta take quality of it too. Like 30 grams worth of candy is not the same as 30 grams.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like
people abuse that and like just go overboard and not actually eat like nutrient dense foods.
Yeah. So you don't get the same results for like meal plan versus like macros. So like especially if you're competing, like what you eat like affects the way your body looks and how you feel like tremendously. And like even I notice like I'm not like super strict with my diet right now, but I do have a meal plan and I do like follow those meals to a certain extent. And I noticed over Christmas like I had a couple days off where I wasn't eating the same and I felt weaker in the gym. I felt like groggy, like slower. It's just like your body gets used to having the same foods, and so like being on a meal plan is beneficial during prep because your coach is able to kind of see like, okay, you've obviously been eating the same thing every day, so like if there's something wrong, then it's easier to kind of backtrack rather than like, oh, you've ate something different every single day, every single meal for the past week. So like how is he going to be able to like track that and see how your body's reacting to each food? So it's just better able to like adjust for your coach, especially in prep, right?
The lesser the variables, like the easier.
Exactly, yeah. It's best to just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Simple training, simple diets, just like, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Hey Jared. What's up? Taylor says hey. You want to read that one?
Tim asks, how big of a simp is Jared on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd say like a 9.5.
Yeah, he's up there on the scales. Yeah, Carlos, thank for that. So we got a question here. You guys believe in aliens? Yes, Daniel, I do.
I do as well.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not at this point?
Time is coming.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was like before Christmas, like
Joe
in the fall.
Rogan released I seen he posted something about like the U.S. or the Spain or something confirmed that.
It was like the U.S. They confirmed there was UFOs.
But humans weren't capable of comprehending what was actually going on.
Yeah. Pretty burnt. I'm not gonna read that one. We got a question here. Do you know this guy?
Yes, from high school.
Okay.
So, buddy of mine, Aaron asks, how does Jared get them wide lats? Just train them. lots of pull downs.
Just train them, man.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
train 'em.
Simple, bro.
Dude, like my first 2 years when I was in high school, all I had was a lat pull down. So for back, like I did like hundreds of lat pull downs.
Yeah, lots of lat pull downs. What would you say your top 3 favorite back exercises are?
Lately I really like the close grip pull down. Like a V-bar attachment.
Okay, yeah.
Especially the mag grip.
Yeah, mag grips are good, yeah.
I think a bent over row is a staple, either like a bent over or a T-bar.
Okay, yeah.
And lastly...
Have you trained back at reps before?
I haven't, no. Yes, with Luke once.
Did you use like the hamstring?
Yeah, like the seated.
Oh.
Yeah, that
was probably one of my favorite back exercises, like recently.
Most activation I've ever had.
Yeah. Other than that, one thing that I did this for the first time last back day. It's like a reverse grip lat pull down, and I just use like the I guess the easy bar attachment for the cables, and you just hold it close, and like I find I got really good lat activation on that, and it really hits the lower lat. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna answer that one. Yeah. What else we got here? Jared, there's a question here. It says, "Are you natural?"
Okay.
Care to comment? It's right here.
Yeah, I am. I competed naturally, and I still am natural.
Do you plan on staying natural?
No, actually. As of right now, of course, you got to build your platform. I don't think it's smart by any means to take enhanced stuff while you're young, but as you do progress in the sport, it's absolutely a given that if you want to progress and compete at a highest level, you have to. So it's definitely on my mind. How about yourself?
I think it's on everybody's mind.
Yeah, it's
something like I think if you say you haven't considered it, you're lying. But I'm also natural, and the next shows I do, I'm gonna compete naturally, and locally I'll compete in open as well. But like even like I want to compete on a national stage before I kind of decide to do that, because I think if I'm not able to compete on a national stage, some of the guys that compete nationally on a national stage probably aren't natural because they're huge. But yeah, no, I just want to see how I compare to them before I decide, okay, like it's worth taking this, or like if I can hold my own naturally, then I think then I'm, I guess, deserving, or like, it's reasonable to take enhancements because I actually have a chance at holding my own as a pro potentially. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
definitely gonna build your platform, though.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Like,
if you don't know how to eat and train, then like what's the point? You're wasting your money essentially.
I think a lot of people think that they can just start taking like PEDs and they'll just blow up. But like, there's plenty of people at the gym that I know take PEDs and they just don't look good at all. Like, you wouldn't, like, they just look like a regular gym goer. So I mean, if your training isn't on point, your nutrition isn't on point, you haven't kind of figured out what works for you, and you haven't trained for I would say how many years? It's hard to say. It completely depends on the person.
Yeah.
But I've been training since I was in grade 7, so that's probably almost 9 years. But I've been bodybuilding training probably from grade 7 to grade 10. It was mostly just agility. I was doing weight training and stuff, but it was mostly for hockey. It was hockey specific training to obviously benefit my game. And then grade 11 I started weightlifting more and working on deadlift, squat, bench, all that stuff. But it's just so important to just work on your base first, and because if you don't have a base, then you're gonna get on gear and then you have nothing, right? So
the thing is, you can't come back either.
Yeah,
you can't compete naturally unless no one likes a fake natty. So
yeah,
just know that there's no coming back. Once you start, you have to compete. If you compete and compete naturally, but you've taken stuff, then you're fake, right? So just make sure you do what you want, but think about what you want.
Yeah, make sure you're 100% certain before you seriously consider that. I'll reload this, see if we got anything else. Me and Jared trained legs today, in case you're wondering. Let's see. No, there's no other questions there that I'm gonna answer. But yeah, so what's your training looking like now?
Well, I changed around my split. I relocated. I was at Good Life, but of course they went back to hour sessions, and for me it's not doable. So I froze that, and now I'm at reps. It's a better environment, I think. Boys are there. I changed my split around to match the order of theirs, so if off chance if one of them's free, I can get a session in with them and learn a thing or two. For most part, it's just for every body part, it's essentially just a couple warm-up sets, and then you got 2 top sets to failure.
That's one thing that's helped like me a lot recently. Like I changed that like probably in September, October, and I stopped doing the like 3 to 4 working sets of my main exercises, and like just went down to 2 top sets and just increased the intensity like so much. And like mentally, it helps, I find, because you're only doing 2 top sets, so you get to your max weight and like for those sets, and then you're like, okay, I only have to do 2 sets. You can push hard on the first one, then you're like, I only got 1 more. So I find you're just able to push harder throughout your training sessions, and as compared to like, you know, you get to that second set, then you're like, I got two more working sets, so I'm not going to put as much into this set because I still got to save myself for the other 2. So I find, yeah, I've noticed a lot of improvements through training like that. And now on accessories and stuff like that, it's like a little different. Like
Arm training and stuff is a little different.
Yeah. Like I'll obviously do more volume, and I still go heavy on like some kind of curl or like extension, because I find like my biceps respond really well to heavy training, which is like biceps are a big lacking point for me, I find. So that's something I've been focusing on. I also have like a full arm day now. I'm not doing like, for the longest time I did push-pull legs, which is great. It works really well. You get a lot of frequency in, but it depends on your training intensity. Like
I agree.
Training legs now, like I'll probably be hurting for another like 4 days, and that's just where the intensity is. So if I was doing push-pull legs, I probably wouldn't push as hard on leg day, because I know like I got another leg session later on in the week. So that's just what's working for me now, so I'm gonna stick with it. So
yeah, I did the same. I was doing push-pull legs for probably like a year and a half. I really liked it. I got a lot of gains out of it. But
yeah, 100%. And I think probably push-pull legs is the move for beginners. Like you're gonna get like, so like the biggest thing is like finding exercises that work for you and building a mind-muscle connection. So obviously if you're training those movements more frequently throughout the week, you're going to get those quicker. You're going to find out what works for you quicker, and you're going to find like develop a mind-muscle connection better, which is what really matters. So I would definitely recommend push-pull legs for beginners, intermediates. But yeah, even like, I mean, everyone's different. You could do full body 3 days a week and it might work for you, but it just depends on your goals.
It's in your life too, right? If you're working like a certain job.
Yeah, you got to find stuff that works for your schedule, right? You don't want to, do push-pull legs, and then, because push-pull legs, your sessions are going to be longer, and if you only got an hour, that might not be any good for you, right? So yeah, that's all I got. I don't think there's any questions. I'll double check now. Yeah, that's it. So this will be a monthly thing. We're going to do one of these a month, I think. I'm not sure what it's going to be called, but going forward we'll probably pick different topics that we can talk about. We don't want to keep these too long, because obviously we want to keep the attention of the viewers, and you guys aren't going to want to watch an hour of us just chatting. So yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace. And peace. Alright guys, so that is it for the first episode of the podcast. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm planning on doing about one of these a month, I think, just to mix in with my other videos, my other weekly videos. And so this one, we didn't really have a topic. The podcast to come will have a set topic that will kind of revolve our conversations around. But yeah, decided on Barbells Banter for the name of the podcast. I thought it was fitting to the topics that we'll mostly be talking about. And
yeah, if you guys could drop a like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. And leave a comment on what you guys think we should talk about in future podcasts. Thanks.
Soon as I pull up in the drop,